The smarter you are, the more you know. Happiness is a trap. It can't last forever. Let's say you meet the love of your life. Well, it's still gonna end. It's inevitable, whether by the slow pull of a disease or the shock of loose footing on a hiking trail, whether it be the corrosion of two personalities that reshape each other until they're incompatible, or maybe the old stranger in a bar who says the things that need to be said to that person that night. The point is, happiness always ends. Best case scenario, think about this. Best case is that you die at the same time.
Happiness is one of the biggest scams that we've ever been taught since children all the way up to now. Now, I already know a lot of us, we hear words and then we have a connotation of words or the way that people post and have certain sentence structures. I'm not saying happiness is not a big part of our journeys and to be able to sustain a healthy way of living, whether it's relationships, whether it's your career choice, whether it's family, whether it's whatever. What I'm saying is this: a lot of us been taught, and we do this all the time. This is why a lot of us hop from situations to situations to situations to situations. And at some point, including myself, it's because we're not saying happiness is not on that top tier list. We are saying, and that particular clip that we just reacted to is saying it's silly to only make decisions based off happiness. Like if I'm not happy today, well, whatever, now it's a domino effect with everything else. Now I'm not happy, now I'm not going to the gym. I'm not happy, now I'm not going to protect my woman or pay the bills. Now I'm not happy, I'm not going to cook for this. A lady's not going to cook for a man or vice versa. And a lot of us do that. This is why a lot of us struggle, including myself at some point, had struggled with being with people for a long time. And mine was never really happiness, but I can see how people can struggle being with me because I would challenge people to have a multitude of things that fuel them for inspiration.
Happiness is a fleeting moment. True fulfillment comes from embracing the full spectrum of life's emotions and growing through every experience. People are always chasing happiness. But let me ask you something. Would you rather be broke but very happy, or rich but only slightly happy? Now, before you answer that, I need you to understand one thing. The people who chase happiness like it's the ultimate goal, they're setting themselves up for disappointment. Why? Because life isn't just about being happy all the time. Life is about experiencing a full spectrum of emotions: joy, pain, triumph, failure. The people who get it wrong, they're the ones who think happiness is the prize at the end of the journey. But happiness, it's temporary, it's fleeting. And if you're chasing it, you're running in circles. It's like chasing your shadow. Every time you think you're close, it slips away. That's why the real journey isn't about catching happiness, but about finding meaning in every moment.
Think about it, right? When you think about talented people and you look at just content creation, YouTube, music, or whatever the case may be, if people solely just was cocky, and they are, I say 85% of talented people don't make it or have a longevity of anything, it's normally the person that have the more efficient skill set, the one that put well over 10,000 hours, because they are not solely relying just on I'm talented or I look good or whatever. They understand it don't matter if I'm not that appealing to the world. I must have other bags and pockets that I can go into and pull from and push. Like people always say, motivation and inspiration. Even motivation and inspiration falls in the category of happiness, because every day you're not going to be completely motivated or inspired to do a damn thing. Your discipline is going to supersede your inspiration, your motivation, your innovation. It's always going to do that. Now, innovation, it's like the cousin to motivation and inspiration. But the only reason it's not siblings because innovation, it more times than not, it literally calls you to think outside the box completely. So I just want y'all to understand that it's a nuance to the conversation. You have to find your balance, your specific balance. You got to go in the lab and cook up your particular balance. However, you may watch this video and not be that happy. But just remember, don't let your happiness dictate your whole life. Don't let it do that. This is how we all fall off. This is how we all find ourselves into deep depression, because one thing don't work and we allow it to ricochet on everything else. And it does, because when you understand science and you understand alchemy, yes, it has that type of domino effect. However, a lot of times in life, as far as humanity, we have to really chime in and fight sometimes our natural instincts and defeat them and create new instincts. So yeah, I'm not saying happiness is not important. Just like when I be talking about relationships or whatever, people be like, you say love not important. I never said that. I just say it's so many other factors that go into just relationships, bonds with humans in general. There's so many factors that go into it that I'm not going to solely base it off if I'm in love with you or if I fell out of love with you. That's not going to never be the determining factor why I depart from a situation. I'm going to look at your habits. I'm going to look at your comprehension. I'm going to look at your effort. That's what I'm going to look at. You can lose a spark in a relationship and get it back. But once the discipline gone, or once the level of respect gone, that's harder. That's harder to get back. But, that's what I'm saying, man. In closing, just take it with a grain of salt and understand that happiness is a component of you. It's not all of you. There's so many different frequencies and emotions we all have. So don't throw your life away or make terrible decisions because happiness is not present and right in front of you right now. Sometimes you got to go in the lab and cook up for a few months, a few years sometimes, before you can honestly be happy with a lot of stuff. But in closing, y'all make sure y'all, like, comment, subscribe. Definitely appreciate the support thus far. And this is a video I just wanted to hop on and just put out there, man. I love y'all. Peace.